take off on November 6th. Thank you for being here in this sunny weather.
Thank you, Eddie Reynoso. And now let's hear from our fighters themselves. First, a man who is aiming not only to retain his title, his undefeated record, but to become the first ever undisputed super middleweight world champion and to become the new face of boxing. Here is the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody showing up today. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank my manager, Luis de Cubas, my boxing coaches, Justin and my dad, the rest of my team, my wife, Jordan. I want to thank all my supporters and believers back home in Tennessee rooting me on. I know that you guys have been supporting me for a long time, and I appreciate that. But you know, there's only one thing better than proving people right, and that's proving people wrong. And I've been doing that my whole life. Before going to the Olympics in London as an alternate in 2012, before the Olympic trials, before winning the Golden Glove Nationals, before the WSB, before any Team USA I made, before any national tournament or any regional tournament, as soon as I stepped on the stage, as soon as I came on, they started with it. What I can accomplish, what I can accomplish, what I can do, what I can't do. You see, because where I'm from, there is no boxing community. There is no other pros that I could look to and be like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. There were no other boxers that I could look at and be like, he did steps A, B, and C, so this is what I need to do to get it done. I didn't have any of that. I had this, and I had this. You see, I don't do this to be famous. I don't do this to get attention, because when we first started, it was just me and my dad, and we didn't get any attention. No one believed in us. They certainly didn't think that I'd be standing here today. I can remember when we first started, him and my grandfather scrounged up just a little bit of money to open up a little boxing gym, and I mean, it was little. I can remember it was nothing but white tile on the floor. And we had a ring taped off on the floor with nothing but tape, and when we'd spar, we'd stand around and hold hands so that people wouldn't be falling everywhere. When they'd get sweaty, they'd slip and fall and go through the wall, and I can remember there's one heavy bag hanging in the corner. You couldn't even work around it. It was hanging so close to the corner. But when you really want something, you don't need all the fanciest things. You don't need the latest technology. Like I said, all you need is this and this. So I know a lot of you, when I say that I'm going to win November 6th, because I am going to win November 6th, that you don't believe me. But let me explain something to y'all. All of you who tell me what I can't do and blah, blah, blah bullshit, a lot of you live believable lives, and you've accomplished believable things. But you see, when I sat down on this, I promised myself that I was going to run this all the way to the top, where I had no problem crashing and burning and dying on the way. So when I set out to live an unbelievable life and accomplish unbelievable things. So I don't need you guys to believe in me when I say what I say. Matter of fact, I want you to keep doing what you're doing and keep not believing in me, because you're the very reason that I'm here. And like I said, I know that sounds silly to y'all, but you should have seen how silly the faces looked when I beat Jerry Odom to win the Golden Glove National. Somebody who was in the finals of all 3 national tournaments that year, knocking everybody out. He was the boogeyman, right? And you should have seen how silly your faces look. And I mean, a lot of you boxing writers, everybody who's going to be seeing this on YouTube and social media, you remember what you said Jose Uzcategui was going to do to me? You said he was going to dog walk me. And what happened? He got his ass dog walked. And he got set on his ass twice. So Miguel Cotto's brother can make you do the chicken dance, but I can't? Yeah, okay. Again, I don't need you guys to believe in me. I've been doing it my whole life. So mark my words, November 6th, you will hear the words, and the new undisputed super middleweight. The only difference is right after that, you'll hear the words, and still undefeated. Mark my words. That's funny? You think that's funny?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, keep laughing.
Yeah.
You keep laughing, motherfucker, because you know when you're going to find out? Real soon. And you know when you're going to find out? The same time everybody else found out. And you know when that was? You know when they found out? When it was too late. That's when they found out. And that's exactly when you're going to find out. Mark my words. You bitch. And you a bitch, too. You know the only difference between you and him is he's a fat-ass bitch and you a bitch. What the fuck you going to do? Fuck you. And you a drug cheat. And you a drug cheat. So tell me something. Tell me something. Oscar Valdez can pop positive for something and not get suspended for 6 months, but he can pop positive for something and get suspended
Don't
for
make
6
excuses.
months. But somehow
Don't
he
make
ain't a drug
excuses
cheat.
before the
You're
fight.
a cheater.
Don't make
You're a
excuses
cheater.
before
You
the
went to
fight.
trial. You got suspended for 6 months. You're a
Say
cheater.
whatever you say.
Fuck you.
See you November
Fuck
6th.
you. Suck my dick.
You're gonna see something special on you.
Yeah, you gonna see
And
it.
feel.
You're going to find out. Same time all the rest of them found out. You're a cheater, too.
Thank you, Caleb. Now we're going to hear from the other side. Time to hear from Canelo Alvarez. The pound-for-pound king and #1 star of boxing, he is determined to become the first undisputed super middleweight world champion, the first Mexican and Latin American to capture an undisputed title, and one of boxing's all-time greats. Please welcome the unified super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I'm just gonna say something. You know my level, and you will see November 6th. You're not gonna find out. I promise you. Thank you, everybody. See you November 6th. You know what I do, and you know what is come to with this guy November 6th. Thank you.
Well, we will have a chance to hear more from the fighters as we at this time turn to our Q&A session. My pleasure to hand the microphone duties over to Emmy Award-winning sportscaster and host of Showtime Championship Boxing, the one and only Brian Custer. Brian, where are you? Here we go.
Thank you, Jimmy. Canelo, Caleb, welcome back. Last time we saw Caleb on Showtime was September of 2017. Last time we saw Canelo on Showtime pay-per-view was July of 2014. So it's been a while. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. I guess the first question here, let's answer what happened here today. What, Caleb, in a face-off would make you guys want to take swings at one another?
Because he's a bitch. First off, all we was doing is staring at each other. He had something to say. I had something to say. He's going to beat me. I'm going to beat him. And then, you know, he did what he did. So you have to ask him that question.
Canelo, what would make you guys want to take swings at each other on just a
He
face-off?
can say whatever he wants to me, but not to my mom. Because I'm gonna fuck out everybody to say something to my mom. You know, and he swing freeze. I just push him, but he swing freeze. And just, I do what I do.
Let's get to the obvious question. What would it mean